Hi folks, welcome to the Dutchman's Journal. That was an impressive herd of whitetails, wasn't it? When I saw them, I was determined to get as close as I could to photograph them because all I had was a cheap camera that really didn't have good long range capabilities. So in the back of my truck I had a camo kind of tarp. I grabbed a hold of that and I sprayed myself down with some cover scent that I had made myself and that I had been using for a long period of time. And I got on my belly and I started crawling, and I crawled for quite a while and got pretty darn close, as the pictures can show. And actually that's what this page of the journal's all about. It's about that cover scent that you can make and how it'll help you get close to those whitetails. So as you deer hunters probably know by now, you stink. And I'm sure that your wife or your girlfriend has reminded you of that fact on many of occasions. The deer has 296 million olfactory sensors in its nostril, as to a human which only has about 5 million. That deer can literally smell you a half a mile away. And I'm sure some of your friends probably said that too. But seriously, the truth of the matter is that we give off these odors, and it's an unusual smell to the deer. They're able to pick up that smell, and it makes them on edge. Doesn't necessarily chase them away, but it'll make them on edge. And all these factors go into whether you're going to have a successful day or not. So as a trapper, I know smells, lures, baits are very, very important in trapping animals. Obviously, you guys know how important smell is. You go into any one of these stores selling sporting supplies for hunting, and there's shelves and shelves upon scent blockers, scent this, scent that. And the price of these things are extremely expensive in many cases because they don't last very long. You use them, and before you know, that $12 bottle is gone. Now you got to go get another $12 bottle and spray yourself down with that. And the truth of the matter is, you can make your own scent blocker. All you need is some local vegetation, okay? And I have some pine cones here. I have some acorns, I have some pines, pine needles, oak. This is all local vegetation, and this is what the animals are used to smelling. This is their normal smells that they pick up as they walk around. So if you want to blend in, you're going to want to use local vegetation. I do not use anything that they would eat. For example, blueberries. They like to forage on blueberries, so I would not use blueberries, because what you're going to do is you're going to attract that animal to look for the blueberries, and it's going to look for where the smell is, and that's where you are. So that's not what you're trying to do. What you're trying to do is mask your smell and not make that animal think that there's something there. You want to blend in with your surroundings. Okay, right now you're probably saying, wait a second, you just told me you don't use any food that they eat in your cover scent, but you're putting acorns in, and we all know that they love acorns. Well, wait a second. Acorns permeate the woods, and that is their food. They're not looking up in the trees for acorns, they're looking down on the ground. So actually, the fact that you use acorns is a plus, because that aroma is like a bait to them, and their nose and their eyes are going to be on the ground. First thing I'm going to do is put my local vegetation in the pot. I'm going to go ahead and just take some leaves, twigs, put them in there, cut them up into little pieces. Now they are going to float, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut them up, put them in there. Pine needles. I grabbed one of my, just throw them in there. I like pine. Now, you're using vegetation, of course, that's local to your area. The sprays that I had been using in the past, I was hunting in the Pine Barrens in New Jersey, and there we had a lot of cedar, and so I used the cedar predominantly. Black pine was another one. Now this here is acorn, and I grind my acorn up. You don't have to do that. You can put the acorns in there and they will float with no problem. So I'm going to just go ahead and put this ground up acorn. That's quite a few acorns in that container. I'll put in some pine cones. Actually, if I can cut these a little bit, that'd be even better. There you go. This gives me more room. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and cut up this vegetation here, put it into the pot until it's about 3/4 full. I have the pot on the fire and it's filled up with water, and we're just going to sit here and bring it to a boil. Well, after this boiled for a while, I let it cool down, and you can see right here dark brown, and that's because of all the tannins that are in the leaves, in the acorns, in the twigs. And at the end of the stick, if I just take this and just smell it, oh my goodness, it smells like the woods. And that's exactly what you're trying to do. You're trying to duplicate a smell that is common for the deer. Okay, I'm going to take some of the debris that's in there, the extras, take them out of the batch. Boy, you can see as I take this out how dark this is. It's still a little warm. It's been sitting out there for a few hours. Okay, next part we'll be doing, so I'm going to take this bucket and have a little strainer, and I'm going to go ahead and dump this liquid into here. And now we'll take it and we'll put it in our storage jug. Alright, just to show you what I've done here, I took my liquid, I put it in the storage unit. This is nothing more than a water jug. What you can do is buy the water jug, use the water to make your mix with in your pot, and then you reuse the container to store your liquid in for a while. And then what I do is I take a bottle, I fill it up with it. This is my cover spray, and I've already replaced the top. I save as many of these as I can because I'm constantly using these little spray bottles. And then when it's time to use, you spray it on your clothes. Yes, it will stain, but then again, you're more than likely using camo or your hunting clothes, so it really doesn't matter. I wouldn't put it on, spray my suit, unless you're hunting in your Sunday best suit, which doesn't make sense to me. Otherwise, you're going to church just to pray that you get a deer that day. However, I would go ahead and make sure that the little stem that goes down, don't have it go all the way to the bottom, because there always is some sediment in there, and it will in fact wind up becoming stuck quickly. So make sure that little stem is off the bottom by about 1/4 of an inch, and your pickup tube is exactly what it is. And if you were going to store this over the winter, I would suggest getting a preservative like sodium benzoate to put into it, and it'll prevent it from starting to ferment. This is organic, don't forget, so it will start to decompose on you, and then you'll smell like a swamp, which is something that you really don't want to do. So anyhow, that's it. Simple cover scent, and it's can't beat the price. It's for nothing, and you'll save yourself some money, and you really have yourself the ideal cover scent to use. So that's it for this episode. I have more on covering your scent, and that'll be coming out in a video very shortly. As soon as I get a chance to do that one, I'll have that one put out to you. So have a good day, and come back and see us again. You hear?